There we go. I hadn't even added myself to this freaking screen. Welcome, Atlanta United family, to another episode of Resurge the Spike ATL, presented to you by FILA Sports Podcast. As you can see, I'm here by myself today. Tommy had a last minute emergency, a family emergency. So, sending all the good vibes to him and his family. And Getting to the last thing that we talked about, or basically what we haven't talked about since the last time we were on here. We played against Cincinnati this past weekend, and they walked away with a point, which felt like a loss for Atlanta United, given the fact all the opportunities, and you saw just a bit of a disappointment, honestly. But I don't really want to talk about that. I want to talk about a little bit more about the game last night, which, in my opinion, was um, kind of crazy. The lineup that Pineda threw out. I mean, not that I wasn't thinking that he wasn't going to take U.S. Open Cup serious, but the fact that the team was just a well-oiled machine last night. It's obviously against a USL team, but you wanted to see that from an Atlanta United team, which was lacking that confidence, basically in front of goal. We saw Dom Dwyer, have two good goals, in my opinion, which shows you the different variable, or like how varied it can be on the attack for Atlanta United. It was just a matter of basically having just confidence. We're Andre Johnson is saying that was a first choice team. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I saw a team that could have easily gone against any MLS team. I know a lot of other MLS teams have struggled. RSL, Austin, the Crew, Chicago. They've all been eliminated in this round. So uh, it's surprising, to some, but I don't. I mean, we were on Twitter Spaces yesterday talking about this, and I mean, it's not like it wouldn't be surprising for a team like Chattanooga to come and give a hard time to Atlanta United. But you have the most expensive roster in MLS, and you basically had a good 70%, I want to say, of that on the field yesterday. So, excuse me, guys. Hold on. So you have that quality, and there was just no match. Especially when Araujo came in, you saw this guy. I mean, like the runs that he was making. Thiago Almada as well looked pretty good to me when he came on. Josh says Chattanooga brought a lot of fans. Um, Speaking into that, I know a lot of people were criticizing the support that Atlanta United had yesterday for that team, given the fact that not many people showed up for the team. I get it. You know, you're playing basically home. But yet again, for a lot of people, it was a drive. I mean, I'm not there. I live 4.5 hours away from Atlanta, so it's kind of tougher for me to talk about the situation because I'm not really there. But what I do know is a weekday game. It's against a much weaker opponent. Obviously, we're not having the numbers and attendance that we are used to having previous years, but I mean, it is what it is. The team, I'm not gonna say is in a rough patch, but um, it's still trying to, get the pieces together, which obviously we haven't been able to with all the injuries. But it's is going to be a challenge, obviously for the team going forward, trying to maintain the people basically interested in the team, and that's only going to come with nice soccer, with results, wins, with trophies, which, in my opinion, like I said earlier, U.S. Open Cup looks to me like is being taken as a big serious as a a big thing for Atlanta United. Um, we have Kyle says, yeah, man. Send me your email. Send me your email, Kyle. And I'll definitely send it out. So like I was saying, I mean, it was pretty impressive, for me. The win, a needed win. I feel like we, as Atlanta United, like they were the only MLS team I think that really brought out a good squad for this game. Honestly, how Andre was saying, I mean, this was a first choice team without a doubt. And even the guys that you have on the bench, you had Almada, you had Brooks Lennon, you had who's the other one that came on, man? I forgot. We were just talking about him, but I forgot. But my point being is now we have who's the next Nashville. Nashville is going to be the next opponent, which in my opinion, Nashville is, I mean, honestly, man, is going to be a tough opponent in the fact that uh we we've kind of struggled with teams that kind of play the way that hold up, guys. The way that Nashville plays, man. I mean, it's definitely tough. I don't see Atlanta United, having the the game that they had to last night, without a doubt. Hold up, guys. I know I exited out of here, and I'm trying to send somebody an invite. Kyle, hold up. I'm trying to send you the invite right now. So yeah, I definitely see Atlanta United, having a tough game, honestly, against Nashville. Nashville is a team that it's is gonna be, you know, basically trying to be the best. We have Kyle. Check your what's it called? Your email. I just sent it out. Let me know. You should pop if you got it. I mean, then you're gonna pop up on here. Sorry guys, it's just I sent an invite to a couple of people that maybe they wanted to hop on here on the podcast, and one of them just hit me up, So um Josh is saying over here, the thoughts on bringing back Rocco. Something that we haven't touched was and I really didn't want to talk too much about the whole Brad Guzan situation. We know that he was injured Achilles tendon, so he's pretty much out for the season. He had surgery yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So he's done for the season. Rocco, I don't know, man. He had his moments, his good moments here in Atlanta United. I'm not too hyped. But he could turn out to be, a solid keeper for us. We barely saw anything from our goalkeeper yesterday. So, all right, let me see. All right,
Hello?
man.
What's up?
Yo, what's up, man? Uh,
Joseph saves the day.
yeah, yeah, man. So, basically, what with what we were talking about just now, with Atlanta United playing Nashville, do you see Nashville being, that tough opponent like how they've been with Atlanta United the previous years?
Yeah, Nashville's always been that annoying team. It's a little bit of a rivalry, a little region, but they're always tough to face. And I mean, they're starting to get that roll in where they're gonna have all those home games, and then we play them twice in that same little block, and it'll be fun. But they, just like us, they haven't scored many goals. They haven't conceded much either. So they're both feeling each other out. I'm feeling every other team out this season, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think if we're gonna be at a good point, once we actually play the game. Right now, obviously, we played a USL team, but you would think that Atlanta United would want to have mm, I don't want to say things figure out, but have a little bit more cohesion, in the attack and be a little bit more solid defensively, to where we don't have to be as worried. I think, because I'm not saying that I'm thinking, that Nashville is a better side, but at times, like, you just don't know with Atlanta United. You just don't know what you're gonna get with them.
No, and it'll be tough not having Josef then, and I don't know. Hopefully, Moreno and Almada can figure their partnership out before couple more games before then. So.
Yeah, well, Josh is saying, yeah, that's something that was kind of interesting to me to see how I didn't watch, or haven't really been watching Nashville games like that. So he's saying that, it'll be interesting to see if Nashville takes the U.S. Open Cup seriously. They don't have a lot of depth, and this is their first Open Cup. Yeah, I mean, you really don't know what to expect. I wouldn't. I don't know. It will be kind of weird for me to think that Nashville's gonna come out with a team, with a B team. Basically, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna take it serious as well. This is their chance. We were talking about this yesterday. Like, you only have to play a couple games. You win a cup. You get a CONCACAF Champions League berth. So there's a lot at stake, and I feel like Nashville would want to take advantage. Is one of those teams that would want to take advantage of something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not both teams put out strong lineups in that game. I mean, last year we had a lot of midweek matches. We kept throwing the guys out there, so I don't know. I don't see if there's a problem there. Both teams putting out 9 to 10 starters that usually first team starters that usually play in that game. I don't see why not.
Yeah. So I mean, we have Inter Miami. They're coming off of a win from against Seattle. That's also kind of a tricky win for them, because it's not like they were playing Seattle's A team. They literally had all bench players. So um, that's kind of a morale boost as well for them, given the fact the crappy season they have, and like as usual. So um, as well, that's another thing, like how I was just saying, it's tough because you just don't know what Atlanta United you're gonna get. Hopefully, that win yesterday was a bit of a, all right, we can start having these types of win, or like this type of energy, then we can start having better results and not have to worry about a last minute goal or something, similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, last year it was early in the season at 1 p.m. on a Sunday against Miami. I remember, and it's the same thing this week in that cookie cutter stadium they got. But I don't.
Yeah.
Last year they they played fairly well against us. I think we only played them twice. We took one game. We drew against them away. But I don't know. They have that new guy who he scored a hat trick, didn't he, last week?
Yeah, Wayne's replacement, basically.
Yeah, well, Higuain wasn't very good
Yeah, I
against
think
us
his
either.
his his last name is Campana. Yeah, Campana,
Yeah,
I think.
Campania, and apparently he played a full 90 against in the midweek, so that's also something to note. But
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I mean, they Inter Miami also played midweek. I don't know if if they came out with their actual, starting lineup, but um, it is gonna be. Let me see. Let me check right now. No, they actually did have a. Nah, it was more of a mixture. Yeah, Campana played. Quinteros played. Nah, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried about Inter Miami, honestly, when it comes to. I mean, I was also checking something. They're a team that get a lot of fouls. I mean, they get so many red cards and like yellow cards throughout the game. This is gonna be a physical game for Atlanta United, which I mean, given the fact that how you were saying the time that is being played, um, it's gonna play a factor. Like hopefully the ref is able to maintain some type of you know clean play because there's times where I feel like Atlanta United, man, is just the team that people just want to foul because they know that the minute they start getting um a flow to the game or like rhythm, or like the guys start dribbling and start just feeling it, that's when they just start chopping them down, man. I mean, it's like freaking
yeah,
like lumberjacks out there.
um, I mean Neville's on the line. He's I think he'll go at least at the end of the season. I don't think he's doing a great job there. We should do the double on them this year. That's what I expect. So I mean, we'll see. But this
Yeah.
is a match that we should win and
um
start getting on that roll.
I want to ask you because I mean, this is your first time here. Honestly, is your name like actually James or Kyle? Because I know
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you. All right.
The Twitter user is for good old Kyle Korver from the Hawks.
All right. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Like
All
I
right.
started.
So yeah, I
Oh,
mean, I
sorry.
wanted to ask you since this is your first time on here. Do you see like Pineda being the guy for Atlanta United? I know it's early. I know it's given the injuries and all, but do you think that he's gonna basically do something for Atlanta United this season for him to be able to maintain the job um, for next season, basically?
I say why not because he has all the help he can have with the financial side, and we could get Hop. I mean, it's going crazy. So I mean, the team he's put on the pitch and his philosophy and how we played the past few weeks, it's not pleasing. But um, I I really liked him from the start. We had that big run, but I don't know. His philosophy it kind of took a down step because Luis Araujo was obviously missing, and I kept talking about the play on the right side is non-existent and all that. But it just takes time, and I feel like he'll be here. He can be here for a long time because I don't hate him. He has his moments, but he's a great manager from so far.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that we always talk about, and one of them is probably like the fact that he doesn't like to change up things, or the
No,
fact that he's kind of stubborn, like when it comes to when he's talking, in the press conference, like he doesn't have that criticism to say, yeah, we had a bad game, we weren't playing the best. It's always we had a good game. Like I feel like it's always something positive with him. Like he's always just have something positive to
yeah.
respond with.
Look at the
But
expected goals.
yeah, exactly. Like he's always just got something. Like he always just looks at the bright side of things. Like that's what I feel like. Don't get me wrong. Like you obviously want that. You don't want a guy that's obviously gonna be beaten down on the guy, aka Heinze. But You don't want you do want that attitude. You want the positive attitude. Pineda, I feel like he just kind of, well, last year. I mean, I don't want to count last year as what he's able to what he's done basically, but I just want to count the few games that we played this year, and he's just been unlucky the fact that we haven't had a full squad. And I mean, it's just crazy, man. The amount of Brad Guzan, Luis Araujo, Josef, Alonso, Cho Sosa was missing at the beginning, Moreno as well. Like, he's coming back off a foot injury. Like, all these guys are getting injured, and he's not the one responsible for it. He's been able to actually, I feel like, make it work. I mean, we're sitting in fourth place, and we're not in a bad position for. I feel like the results that we've had, given the fact that some of the draws that we've had kind of felt like a loss. Well, not the one against Montreal, but last week against Cincinnati definitely felt like you could have definitely had a better outcome with that. But it's we've maintained some kind of level to where we're still in the top part of the table of the Eastern Conference. But it's gonna take a lot, I feel like, once we actually start closing the season, because right now, schedule wise, we're not you know in a schedule where we're having to face the top teams. I mean, we haven't even faced the New York teams, or a Seattle, or, I mean, Austin's
Yeah.
having a pretty good season this year. So it's gonna come down really to I feel like the last 2 months of the season. After August, that's when we're gonna hope that Atlanta United is at close to 100%, because with all the injuries, you really can't be 100%. I mean, unless you go out and get freaking Neuer after the World Cup and to replace Brad Guzan. I mean, that's the only or the only way that I see, us being
Yeah.
100% the rest of the season.
Well, I mean, in my 6 years of being an MLS fan, it's obvious that once you get to August, that's when the teams that should be there, they really start taking off. So, the beginning of the season is always hectic. It feels like every team's level, and then some teams start pushing out. And yeah, Pineda does make subs too. Like, that's annoying, especially when there's guys out there. And
Yeah.
what was the injuries? It was funny. I told you guys about how I was walking in the concourse. I saw Sosa, Machop, and I think it was Rossetto, if I'm not wrong. And I'm like, yeah, so those are the injured guys that they've been having problems. They were wearing like sweatshirts just walking around on the
Yeah.
outside. Yeah. Really unfortunate this season. So,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you definitely, Rosetto, I forgot about him. I mean, he should be back probably, what, like 2 weeks. Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks since he got injured. So probably another, with how they play it, with these injuries and stuff, and how Pineda is, I doubt that. Even if they said 4 weeks, it'll probably be another week or two until they actually start bringing him into the game, I feel like.
yeah,
Um, I mean, you got Hyman back, you got um, Ibarra back, so those are guys that can fill that role. Um, we've gotten lucky with our results so far. Um, in a way, yeah, we could say we've gotten lucky, yeah, with the lucky, like, wins, like late game winners. Those, I mean, honestly, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I would think that by the time we get to late July, August, that Atlanta United has pretty much have a good chemistry, to where we don't have to rely on individual talent to, like, break that defense, or do something spectacular the last minute, or have to rely on set pieces or stuff like that. You want Yesterday, it was a mixture of all that. We had crosses, we had guys shooting from outside the box, plays through the middle, between the center back. So that's the type of play you want to see from them, and basically want them to have down. And once things really start picking up, and the schedule, like I said, it's gonna get tough, man. The end of the season is tough for Atlanta United. So um it's it's gonna be it's definitely gonna be it'll be a good season. I feel like, I mean, I doubt that it's gonna get to the point where we're fighting for a playoff spot, in the last on decision day. We hope not. I really hope not.
Yeah, this half has been this part of the season has been a lot easier than what's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, we've gotten what 7 points in the 90th minute plus, so we could easily be sitting -7 points from what we have right now, easily. So
Yeah.
I mean, no clue. Just
Yeah.
go out on
Um,
Sunday and win.
with Atlanta, I don't know if the whole Hoppy thing is gonna happen. We haven't really heard much of it since yesterday, so um it's gonna be weird, or not weird, but kind of tricky, once they start finding, or I don't know, man. With Joseph, it's just hard to tell right now, whether he's gonna be actually back, somewhat. He's
No,
not gonna be 100%.
yeah,
That's very unlikely. He's not gonna be 100% again, but if he's able to be somewhat close to 90, 80%, then once the team starts, finding trying to or find a replacement, basically, I don't know, man. I really don't know how this is gonna play out at the end of the season, or even during summertime, if they actually go out and get a forward. Or I don't know, man. So many things are up in the air right now, in that forward precision for Atlanta United, that is just taking it day by day, because you really don't know. Just waiting for Joseph to get back and see if he's ready.
yeah, absolutely. Because they held Luis back a little bit over his timeline, Hyman over his timeline, and then Joseph. We were thinking like early August. Oh wait, no, sorry, early July, and then they said like late June they wanted to get him back. But I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
guessing game.
yeah. It's with that. I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna be a weird situation. I don't know. It's just, I feel like Joseph is one of those guys. Like, he's just not gonna want to give in. He's. I feel like he's too hard headed to just walk away that easily. Josh says Matthew Hoppe is a poacher, and that's what Joseph used to be. Um,
Oh
that's when he
yeah,
could be big for us. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Hoppy also needs, to prove that he's, also U.S. men's national team material as well. I feel like there's still some spots in that roster for the World Cup that can be filled, and he could be one of those guys if he comes in here and just tears it up. And that's really all up to him, whether these players really want it. But it's all gonna come down to, like I said, once Joseph comes, and what they're gonna do, if or what Pineda's planning to do with him. Uh, so it's gonna be a weird season, sort of, in a way, for us. Uh, we could
yeah,
end up losing, like, Brad
everything.
Guzan and Joseph in the same season, which, the beginning of this year, it was like you wouldn't think of something like that. And then
No,
yesterday was, I mean, I was impressed in a way with Miles being the captain. I mean, it's not like the defense had any work whatsoever throughout the
no,
game, but it's always good to see one of the guys that has come up through um the whole Atlanta United team, from being picked in the draft to, basically being the captain, which is huge. We were talking yesterday, and I mean, it's if he does good, in this role of the captain, I mean, this only adds transfer value to, to him, and that's better for Atlanta United at the end of the day. And um,
And winning the World Cup too. That'll
yeah.
put them well in the 11.
Dude, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I don't want to say anything, but dude, if that happens, I mean, there's just no way Miles doesn't go to freaking Bayern Munich or Real Madrid.
Well, no one likes him in the USMNT fans, so
Yeah,
everyone's hating on him.
yeah. I
But
mean, that's a different conversation. That's a different gravy.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, the defense there was nothing yesterday, and I mean, did you guys discuss Dom Dwyer? Because I was in and out because I was trying to deal with the thing. I,
Yeah, with Dwyer, I mean, he was pretty solid in my opinion. I mean, I felt like he was working well, like, with the spaces, he was trying to get the center backs off their line. But if it was me, I would rather see Dom Dwyer start over Cisneros, because
I like it.
um Cisneros, for me, like, yeah, he's got the pace, but the control and like the ability for him to actually handle the ball, I don't think that he's up there with Dwyer. Obviously, Dwyer's a much experienced player, but that's
Yeah,
the reason why, he's able to drop back as well, and unload the ball. Like I said, get those center backs off the line. So that's gonna help. Just the guys from in the outside. Um, Somebody mentioned it on here earlier, actually, and I don't know if I put their comments on here. Caleb Wiley, he was not on the roster yesterday. And
yeah. I
I'm not worried. I mean, Sosa wasn't on there either, but
I think
I would definitely want to see him this weekend. He was great against Cincinnati, in my opinion. I mean, he was one of the better players that we
yeah.
had.
Well, I think Conti. I'm not sure. I think he said it was a planned day off. Was that about Wiley? I don't know. It was about something. I remember planned day off, but I don't know. But Dwyer, he was working his butt off yesterday. He kept making the runs, and his header was really that was spot on. The second goal, the keeper, and yeah, but that header was good, and I mean that's what he gives you. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to see
yeah,
him start the Scenarios. Yeah, he didn't stand out to me last night. He got like 20 minutes. He was all right, but did he? I don't even. Did he do anything? I don't remember.
yeah. I mean, I don't either, and that's what I mean. Even the Cincinnati game, I just didn't see him. Uh, like, even wanting to be with the ball in his feet. We saw him trying to get more in the box and trying to get more of a head on the ball from the crosses that were coming in. But in my opinion, like, the same thing, he just really didn't stood out to me. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Pineda,
he
I
did
would
against
think that
Charlotte.
he'll.
He stood out
What
against
happened?
Charlotte. I like what I saw, but then the last two games that he disappeared. He just kept running in circles, and I don't know. I didn't know what
Yeah,
to say. But I think teams are picking up on us because our center backs like to play the long ball to the striker, and I mean, it hasn't worked the past two weeks. I don't really remember, but yeah, he wasn't really picking it up. But we have Dwyer, that's why. It's just crazy to say.
yeah,
So that way.
yeah. I mean, you wouldn't think that at the beginning of the season that Dwyer would be the go-to guy for Atlanta United, but here we are. I mean, what we have. There's really nothing. I mean,
Yeah,
we have
I
all these
I thought
injuries. We have all
I,
these injuries, and it's like you really can't do. I mean, you can't do much. Just hope that they get quick. They recover quickly, and hopefully try to make some moves as soon as possible. I mean, with the goalkeeper position, I mean, we were talking about it a little bit ago. Rios Novos. I don't know if he's the solution. If he comes in and does well, I mean, I would think that they'll maybe I don't know if is the loan has an option to buy, or I don't think it has a like the obligation to buy, right? Or do you know?
it's an option.
Yeah, so I mean, there unless he really comes and bosses it out, then I don't think Atlanta United would trigger that buyout, the buyout
No.
clause.
Well, I thought I wanted to give Conway a run on Wednesday, but he obviously was he played a full 90 in USL. But that was a Conway game to show himself because I like Conway. He didn't play well obviously when he was on for us, but he's shown it in the USL and he scored a non-header goal for the USL this weekend, so that was nice to see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's only it can only get better from here for Atlanta United from here. Honestly,
Oh yeah,
you definitely are playing. I mean, I don't want to say 50%, but you're playing. You're playing a team that, or with a team that is not 100%, hasn't really been 100% all season. I mean, I think we had a full squad, or no, we didn't even have a full squad because Moreno wasn't there, Souza wasn't in the starting lineup either. The opening day against Kansas, so uh, we really haven't been 100% all season, and once we start picking up, hopefully things will, the wins will not be, or won't seem as luck, or won't be so, or won't look so forced. The result, to where we have to, like I said again, rely on individual talent or individual players. Um, Now, James, now asking you into the game, into Sunday's game, what is your prediction? I want to hear the people's prediction as well. So what?
all right.
Will,
Well, real quick, Rios Nova posted on his Instagram story from our guy Zilf that he reposted a post about it, so it's official, I guess.
yeah, it must be true then. Yeah,
Well, um, I don't want to say. I was gonna say 1-1, but I'm gonna be positive like Pineda. So I'll go. I don't see us scoring 3 goals. We could. I think I'll go 2-1. I don't see us scoring three. I don't, it could be possible, but I don't want to think about it. But I think we can break down Inter Miami very easily, and we should. We hopefully we get like you said like a early red card. We did last game. We didn't take advantage of it, but um, yeah, it's gonna be physical. We can step up to that. We should win this game, 100%.
Josh is saying that. Well, hopefully we win 1-0. I mean, they're at home, so they're saying that they win 1-0. So, in my opinion, man, yeah, you kind of stole my prediction too. But I said 2-1. I don't see this
Yeah.
being a crazy game. So there's going to be a lot of space. I see. mm, I will think that Atlanta United will be the one getting in the front foot. Trying to have the possession, trying to be the aggressive side, but. It all is really gonna depend on the lineup, who comes out and really wants it. Miami, from what I saw, basically rested a good bit of their players, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see them as well. Try to be aggressive and just try to go and win the game. They're playing at home. They're coming off a big win, and winning those two games will definitely be a huge boost for them. I mean, they're sitting second to last in the East, so they're I mean, they're one of those teams that, they just have nothing to lose at this point. Or not nothing to lose, but since you're just so or used to losing and having all these negative results that, you go out against these big teams, and it's like it gives you a little bit more enthusiasm to want to win it.
Yeah, well, we gotta win this one, but I gotta say the last three games that Thiago Almada's first three starts, he's clearly been man of the match all three times. I want someone else to get it in this game. I love Thiago, but I want someone else to step up and get a huge game in because Thiago's just been the guy the last three, in my opinion. But we have to win this game. If we don't win, it's embarrassing. It's Neville. It's Miami. This is the one team we beat out of all of them in the entire league. Actually, I'll say that. This is the
Yeah.
team we have to beat.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get much worse than Inter Miami. I know we joke around about
No,
Cincinnati.
it's not. It's not a joke. We have to win this game. It's crazy. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to.
No, 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 definitely. I mean, definitely. You just it's not. I mean, the quality is just I mean, way up there for Atlanta United and Inter Miami are just a mess. I mean,
Yeah,
I saw a couple games actually from them, and I don't remember who they were playing. Oh, I think it was Austin who they played, and I mean,
yeah.
it's
That I
just
watched
so
that one too.
poor. It was so
Terrible.
poor from them. I'm just thinking, I mean, damn, if Austin can score 4 goals, I mean, mm, God help y'all if like a LAFC catches you, or a Seattle. I mean, they actually beat Seattle, so but I mean, it was bad. I mean, they're just bad, and I don't. I would hope with all my heart, honestly, that Atlanta really win as well, because it's not. I mean, it's not gonna be fun, honestly. We're gonna have a lot of questions regarding the lineup, or the subs that were made. So it's just gonna create way more controversy around the team, around the staff, the players, and that's the last thing, honestly, this team needs after having to go, or having a freaking hospital, basically in the training
Yeah.
ground.
I mean, I don't know. This looking at their team, we it's silly if we if we don't win. I mean, uh hopefully, we usually play on that left side, and DeAndre Yedlin. Hopefully, we just run over him.
Yeah, yeah, Wiley, I feel like,
Yeah,
he could be having a good game. I mean, he could be having the best game of his season so far. He's actually I mean, he's looked so good, honestly. The minutes that he's gotten, that starting game, the opening game, he got that goal last week against Cincinnati. I mean, like I said, he was up there with Almada as being the top two players for Atlanta United. So uh
yeah,
who knows, man? If he starts getting more minutes, a good quality minutes, I would not be surprised if he starts getting looked at by teams at the end of the year. I mean, he was called
hmm
up to that U20 camp. He played Argentina's U20 as well, and a couple. I think it was River or Boca's U20 as well. So that, the fact that he's so young and is getting all this experience already. I mean, another player that's just adding, transfer value to him. I mean, I
yeah,
feel like his roof, man, is honestly higher than Bello and possibly Miles. I mean, Miles is already, a established defender, if you could say, in MLS, and
Hmm.
he's a starter without a doubt in the U.S. men's national team. But Wiley, I feel like he's got a bigger roof than those
Oh
two
yeah,
guys.
and more speed. And seeing Jake Moraney in person was crazy. He's so fast on the ball, and I mean that's
Yeah,
what you need from your wingers, and that's what Moraney's done so far this season, and Wiley did it in Cincinnati against Cincinnati, of course. So I don't know. We should tear him up. We
yeah,
have the speed. We have the pace. We got it.
yeah, dude. Well, dude, yeah, I think we'll wrap it up right now. Thank you, man. I know I sent
Yeah.
yeah, I sent you guys like that last minute because, like I said,
Yeah.
earlier, Tommy had a family emergency come up. So,
Uh,
thank you, man, for hopping on. And any other time you want to hop on, man, just let me know, and I'll send you the link
yeah.
to it. I already have your
Real
email,
quick.
so
Uh,
yeah.
Twitter space on Sunday
Yeah, I
before the
mean,
match.
we could do the
I'm
spaces
down.
on
I'll
Sunday.
be there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we could do it before because I know Dirty
Yeah.
South Soccer usually does there after the game, so
Yeah. I'll be
kind of
on that
down to
one.
be yeah. So I mean, we'll try to do it on before the game for sure, man.
Yeah. We'll talk about the 11 and whatever. Yeah. I'll be there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
won't be
yeah.
alone.
So all right, man. Well, thank you, James, man. And take care, dude,
Yeah.
and hopefully we get that win on Sunday, dude.
Peace.
All right, man. Take care, dude.